Most of us make excuses for not reaching our full potential, whether it's lacking financial stability, coming from a broken family, or having to face discrimination. Most of us would feel limited due to these problems, unable to accomplish what the more fortunate can. However, there are always a few who can look past their setbacks and work toward their highest goals. A wise man said, "Destiny is not written for you, but by you." This man did face discrimination. He did come from a broken family, and he did have financial instability. Yet, he's one of the most powerful men in our world, Barack Obama. But his beginnings were very different. We can all relate to not having enough money to go on vacation or to buy the newest shoes, but many people don't have enough money to eat, to pay rent, or to pay for their children's education. Barack Obama was born to Ann Dunham, a single mother in Hawaii. His father, Barack Sr., left the country and contributed no monetary aid for his son, and dropped out of college and had to rely heavily on her retired parents. The family of five lived in a small, two-bedroom apartment, and for some time, they even received food stamps. Although they were not financially well off, Barack was sent to some of the best schools in the area. He was constantly reminded that the only way to escape poverty was by education. Barack took these words to heart, studied hard, took out multiple loans, and studied at the best colleges in America. Barack Obama went from food stamps to White House dinners. A Swedish study shows that children growing up in a single-parent family are twice as likely as their counterparts to develop psychiatric illnesses and addictions later on in life. Boys are 4 times as likely to become drug addicts. Barack was raised by a single mother, and for some time, a stepfather. Barack's mother married an Indonesian man, and the family was moved to Indonesia. For young Barack, this whole situation was bizarre. His biological father, who he knew very little about, had left his family to start another one. He's being raised by a man that he barely knows, and he's in a completely foreign country. Everything that is familiar to him is miles away. To make matters worse, Barack's stepfather begins to beat and abuse Anne, which was acceptable in traditional Indonesian culture. Before his teenage years, Barack and his mother moved back to Hawaii, where he attended high school. To fit in, Barack started to drink alcohol, smoke marijuana, and he even tried cocaine. He continued abusing drugs until his second year of college at Stanford University. Here is where he realized that his lifestyle would lead him back to where he began. But he wanted a better life for him and for everyone around him. That is when he realized that he had to stop. At New York, he put an end to his drug use and changed the direction in which his life was going. In the 60s, it was not only legal, but also mandatory for blacks to be discriminated against. Interracial couples and children were considered taboo, social outcasts. There were black groups and white groups, but Barack did not fit into either of those. As a child, he did not have many friends because of his skin color. He began to acquaint himself with other African Americans, but he did not feel completely connected. In Indonesia, he was treated as a second class citizen. When he was back in the States, he was referred to as the black boy from Indonesia. He did not fit into any one group. Despite the discrimination that he faced, he attended Harvard and became the first black editor of the school's newspaper. He went on to combat discrimination during his Senate career by registering over 10,000 new African American voters. Barack began to blur the stereotypes of race and set precedents for aspiring minorities by being the first black president in the White House. Barack Obama shows that no matter how far-fetched your dreams may seem, follow them. Instead of making excuses for why you can't do something, put in that extra effort and figure out a way to beat the odds and achieve your goal. Barack had more setbacks than the most of us, and his story inspires us to dream big. He traveled the route of drugs, poverty, and recluse to leadership, wealth, and 15.4 million Twitter followers. He showed that where you start doesn't matter. It's how far you go to write your own destiny. Jesus Christ.